Hey there, I'm DPadGamer, and it's time for another video. Before we jump into things though, I'd like to give a big shout out to the Minish Cap speedrunning community, because without their diligent work this game would not be as broken as it is. Also, unless otherwise specified, the glitches that you'll see me showing off in this video have been recorded on the Japanese version of the game. With that in mind, I hope you have your talking bird hat ready because it's time for some glitches in Minish Cap. To start us off, grab a bottle and toss something inside. Water, fairies, dirt, a princess, whatever it is, dump it out and press A to interact while in front of a sign. Reading the sign will interrupt the bottle emptying process, and you'll find that Link's hitbox will no longer work. He can pass right through enemies, their attacks, and whatnot without taking any damage. If you leave the screen or roll, the glitch will be undone and you can take damage again. This can be replicated on Mount Krenel to keep the mineral water after use. Just drop a bomb right here and open up the bottle before the explosion goes off. A secret will be revealed and the vine will grow, but you still keep the water. Circling back to that fairy thing, first there are two spots on either side of this fountain where you can pick up water, and if you drop it, the fountain will activate as if you had tossed a bomb. This works anywhere in the room, even in the farthest corner. If Link spills some water, the fairy will be unleashed. On the European version of the game, there are two caves which seem to be connected through quantum entanglement. Basically, if you dig a tile in this cave west of Hyrule Town, and go all the way to the cave east of Hyrule Town without passing through any white loading zones, you'll find that the tiles have become corrupted. Digging some more here and heading back will show that it goes both ways. Aside from visuals and pointless collision, not a lot changes in the west cave, but in the east cave, the corrupted tiles actually allow Link to travel outside the cave. You can't go very far, but you can travel backwards through the entrance, which is fun I guess. As soon as you go through a white loading zone, the caves will be reset and thus fixed. Screen transitions giveth and screen transitions taketh away. Later in the game, after obtaining the Rock's Cape, Link can learn the down thrust sword attack. When used, Link can move slightly after landing before the game updates his height. So somewhere like the Palace of Winds, if you down thrust off the ledge and then move forward through the screen transition, Link will immediately fall to his, well, he'll actually just keep falling. After falling, the game wants to place him back to where he was before falling, which is usually a solid surface. Since we transition the screen mid-air, Link will remain falling here infinitely. You can't even game over if you wanted to. Over in the Royal Valley, there are some spooky ghosts called Ginny. When they get close, they'll wrap Link up with their tail and lick his hair? Gross. If you use the Gust Jar to suck one up at the same time as he grabs you, the grab will still happen, but also not. Thus Link is stuck in place, not taking damage, but also cannot get out. So we're somehow not done getting Link stuck and stuff. I think the last time a character took this much abuse was Luigi in my Smash 64 video. Rest in peace, Luigi. Anyways, in the Wind Ruins, at the very bottom left of the map is this Armos blocking the way forward. You're supposed to shrink, climb inside, activate him, grow big, and destroy him. Simple as that. Well, if you instead activate him and lead him over to the right, you can get Link stuck in a hole if the Armos deactivates while blocking the way out. Try jumping to the left? No dice. Right? Nothing. That sucks to be you, Link. Armos can also be used for good, not just evil. In the Fortress of Winds, you will come upon this room. After activating the Armos, if manipulated properly, he can be placed in this specific spot, and rolling into him with the correct timing will pop Link right through the blocks. Now to a casual like me, this is basically useless, as it takes me a long time to set up. But as Toadswoot proves, with some RNG manipulation, this is a reliable trick that can save roughly 8 seconds. Be sure to check out his video for more information on that. Now, this is all leading to one of the two major glitches that we have here today, first of which is portal items, a glitch that involves both Minish portals and items. Start off to either the left side or right side of the portal, we'll do left, hold upright to move against the portal diagonally, and press B to use the mole mitts. After doing so, let go of upright and press right after the mitts clang off the portal. If done correctly, Link should end up on the portal wearing the mole mitts, but then he'll use them again automatically, pushing himself backwards off the platform. There's a lot more that goes in this glitch, which we'll look at later, but for now, know that you can press a direction to hop off the platform, which can be used to almost put Link over the wall. So place a bomb, perform portal items, use the mole mitts, and then jump towards the wall so that at the highest point, Link is damaged, giving him just enough boost to get up and over the wall. This trick actually allows you to go to Mazal's boss room without needing the boss key, which saves quite some time. Still, be careful. If you go directly north into Mazal's boss room, he'll start exploding, which means you've won. However, this softlocks the game, which means you've lost. Instead, travel west into this room, hop down in front of the doorway, and head inside to fight the boss for a proper skip. If you head into the room without hopping down, the fight will go on like normal, but Link cannot interact with the boss at all. He can't take or deal damage. That's because hopping up onto the wall changed Link's height. To some this may be obvious, but it's worth mentioning because since it's a top-down 2D game, it's not always clear where Link is vertically while using these glitches. Still more here, if you enter his room without changing your height, leave by going south, head east, then head back north into the room directly, the fight will start but his hands won't spawn properly. Also, this is where the game softlocked for me. The other important glitch, which leads into a lot of other stuff, is the Ocarina glitch, or OG for short. It allows Link to walk through certain objects, walk across bottomless pits, over rooms, out of bounds, all kinds of stuff. First off, one of the easiest and most common ways to activate the OG is to press up on the D-pad in front of a staircase and play the Ocarina one frame after. This is so that the act of playing the Ocarina gets interrupted by trying to walk down the stairs. When you do so, you can see that the room has basically become frozen. NPCs and enemies will not move, and you cannot pause the game, and doing a number of things will softlock the game, such as rolling, bonking with the Pegasus boots, or talking to an NPC. This timed stop part of the glitch will persist until you play the Ocarina again, which ends the glitch entirely. Also, if anybody feels about commenting something about how this glitch is basically... don't bother, it's not a clever joke, and we both know it. Another side effect of the OG's frozen world is that sprites spawned by Link's items won't work properly. Arrows shot from the bow will remain in place and complete their trajectory after time is unpaused. The little puffy clouds spawned from the Gust Jar are pretty underwhelming, but the cane Apache is where it's at. First off, you could actually draw using the magical lights that the cane emits. This may look like an outline for a D-pad, but it's actually a cross that will be placed over my grave after the JoJo fans come after me for calling them out. Oddly enough, with the cane you could actually spawn enough sprites as the sprites for the NPCs, and even Link will become unloaded. Still, this is just visual, so playing the Ocarina will fix everything right up. Before moving on, I should emphasize that there are two parts to the Ocarina glitch. First is a time-stopped, softlock happy state, and the other is Link's indifference to the laws of gravity. Going to another room by scrolling the map will only stop the first part. As an example, Link can move across this room with ease, going right over the water. While OG is active, the game will only update Link's height at certain times, like going up some stairs. Also, hopping down from a ledge is a reliable way to lower Link's height. If Link's height is high enough, he is free to walk across most areas, enemies, and objects. He'll even be able to freely transition from room to room. But be careful, the game will look at the first tile you're on in the new room and apply that to Link, both height and state. If you start on an ice tile, Link will be slip sliding around the whole room. If you foolishly transition so that Link is starting over some water, he will drown, repeatedly. Still in the Temple of Droplets, we can see that moving through and past this dark room, where the lantern is required, is weird. Going south from this particular room will spawn a flash of light for some reason, and heading back north into the dark room will have Link become covered by a dark circle, aka the opposite of what should happen. Now that we've become familiar with the Ocarina glitch's various properties, to set the scene, we're partway through the game and there's a book that we need to retrieve in the rafters of Dr. Left's house. To get there, you need to have the power bracelets to move some bookshelves while tiny. Instead, head up into the rafters of the Hyrule Town shop. Here, activate the Ocarina glitch using this set of stairs, and then line yourself up on this beam. Only 1 pixel of Link's shadow should overhang the beam. Charge to the right with the Pegasus boots and Link will actually end up not in the shop, but rather Dr. Left's house. I probably don't need to spell this out for you, but I will. That is very weird, and obviously should not happen. Still, it's not as cut as dry as having the two maps right next to each other, because if you try to cross and change screens with any other initial positioning, it's quite likely that you'll end up either becoming stuck, or end up seemingly above the bakery instead of Left's house. Now, the Ocarina glitch can be activated with more than just stairs. Anything that will interrupt Link while he's playing the Ocarina should work, it just takes timing. Here in the Palace of the Winds, let's look at what the usual route is. After taking out a couple of ball and chain soldiers, Link's supposed to grab the key, head west through a series of rooms, jump across, fight, and then move east through a couple of rooms, before finally ending up back here and obtaining a boss key. Instead, you need to play the Ocarina right as the final soldier dies. This is very hard to pull off, at least for me, but doing so allows you to quickly reach the small key, saving about 33 seconds into any percent run, so it's definitely worth it. With the boss key in hand, there's another glitch that you can do, but we'll come back to this in a bit. For now, let's look at another Ocarina glitch use that requires a somewhat complex setup. In order to properly skip to flippers, Link needs to enter the Temple of Droplets without being able to swim. Problematically, it takes some extra steps to get this door open and prevent Link from walking through, which is required if we want to perform the Ocarina glitch using this house. You'll need a fairy in a bottle, some arrows, a bomb, and Link's health needs to be low enough to pass out from a single blast. I highly suggest that you check out Yaja's detailed rundown of this trick, but I'll give a quick overview. Head out the door for a reliable start, drop a bomb while simultaneously charging south, Pause after bonking to equip the bow, move north while rolling once and shooting one arrow. This setup should be perfectly timed so that Link opens the door and immediately gets exploded, which leaves it open, allowing you to perform the Ocarina glitch and scamper on over to the Temple of Droplets. Also, joke's on you because we have another useless Ocarina glitch. Here in the Cave of Flames, after jamming out the Ocarina glitch, use the Rock's Cape to hop partway into this tunnel. Once you do, try moving to the right and Link will super jump into the sky, right into a softlock. Moving on, let's look at how the magical boomerang lives up to its name. After being thrown, if you hold down the boomerang button, Link will be put into an odd state. Somewhere between a solid and a liquid, you cannot move Link and his height cannot be changed. Let's use that in conjunction with a European exclusive glitch. Use the lantern and immediately toss the magical boomerang. Link should put his arm out, but nothing will be there because the game incorrectly spawns the boomerang all the way at the top corner of the current area you're in. When done right around here, you'll have about 20 something seconds before it comes back. In the meantime, hop forward into the whirlwind and hold down the A button. If you press R or let Link drop down, he'll remain hovering due to the boomerang's magical state. Also, thanks to Newton's first law, Link will maintain whatever momentum he has, floating along until he collides with something solid. After enough time, the boomerang will return to Link, dropping him down unharmed. If you have Link float in place, you can get a real nice look at it. The boomerang's magic can also be used for some clipping with boss doors, like here in the Temple of Droplets. First, you want to activate the Ocarina glitch off this set of stairs before getting ready to open the boss door. Toss the boomerang away from the door and open the door, then hold the boomerang button. Link will enter the next room without activating the transition, which allows him to walk around freely out of bounds. From here, if you were to go straight to the right into the next room, it's quite likely that you'll either become trapped or drop down back into the usual playable space. For this to go from a neat glitch to a legitimate skip, you need to be as close to the wall as possible. Again, I would recommend that you check out Yaja's tutorial for the specifics, but basically you roll twice to the right and use the Kanepachi to check your height, and you have to keep rolling into the wall until you get the right pixel depth. Once you're ready, a lot will happen in quick succession. When you move to the east, right after the transition, pause and get ready with the sword. Unpause while holding up left on the D-pad, then up to find yourself here. Now just move east into this room to fight some scissor beetles to unlock the blue warp early, making the flippers completely optional. Heading back to the Palace of Winds, let's revisit that Ocarina glitch from the ball and chain soldier from earlier. Rather than using the boomerang to clip through the boss door, let's use the lantern on the B button. In front of the door, press B for the lantern, then immediately A to open the door. Link should slide right through the loading zone and end up on the other side. Now you're free to leave the screen to the right, then follow this route to the dungeon to go directly to the fight against Georg. Now that we've covered the Ocarina glitch, let's use it to perform portal items much easier. For whatever reason, when you try jumping on a portal while OG is active, Link will jump far away from the portal, like so. This puts you far enough away that if you press the R button, Link will not be shrunk down. This is where the majority of the item part of portal items comes in. Press R in an item at the same time to use it. First, use the Ocarina to undo the time stop, allowing you to pause. Also, one side effect of the portal-y state is that Link will not be picked up by the burb that he summons with the Ocarina. For movement, your options are severely limited, but you can use the gust jar to push Link in the opposite direction of wherever you slash your sword. During all of this, if you press the direction on the D-pad, Link will jump off the platform that he's still technically on, ending the glitch. If you do this while against a wall, Link will actually jump up and over it, assuming the distance isn't too far. It could even do more than that, but let's first make our way over to this whirlwind. When Link jumps into it, Ezla will stretch out, but in the wrong direction, quickly flipping upside down and then shrinking to just a pixel's thickness. Something in the code definitely did not like that. Also, that is a softlock. When Link jumps off the portal, he could actually jump right over loading zones. Just huff and puff all the way over to one, jump off the portal, and Link will be, on the other side. Simple as that. Now you can walk around the outside of your current area, but as soon as you go far enough away, Link will be transitioned to the next area. It can be hard to pinpoint exactly where Link is at times, so use the gust jar vacuum cleaner feature to get an idea. From this top right section, moving to the right can easily get you stuck in some trees, or even drowning repeatedly. If you do the OG in Lake Hylia and use it to perform portal items, there is something really cool that you can achieve. Just be careful because while puffing around, if Link is hit by an enemy or clangs swords with an enemy, Link will lose the ability to use items, which basically forces Link to jump off the platform and restart the glitch all over. From Lake Hylia, head to the right side of this house, then jump north over the tree wall. Now move to the left until you find yourself back around here. Continue to move left until you're lined up with the tree stump. Link is technically in Vale Falls, but the game is showing us Lon Lon Ranch. Jumping south will transition Link into Lon Lon Ranch physically, but the game seems to load the hills of the east, as we can tell by the text on screen. Now we are outside the usual visible play space, so the textures aren't loaded. This is what all of the out of bounds places look like, a sea of red, white, black, and other stuff. If you look close, clouds can be seen floating by. Also, objects and whatnot are still present, so if Link destroys some grass for example, it'll continue to exist, allowing basically infinite resource gathering. This whole screen is just very weird. Also, as soon as you pause and unpause, the correct map will be loaded, but Link will remain in place. While that'd be a great place to stop, let's end with this. If you use the gust jar to push Link into a wall and then immediately try jumping into said wall, Link can become stuck holding the gust jar and slide away, all the while his sprite goes insane. Enjoy!
One step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario.